Hi, this is Guy Cohen from the Private Traders Club. It is the 28th of February 2011. We've just gone past the close, and I want to show you a chart of Apple showing you the power of the OVI as we use it in conjunction with chart patterns. Now, what you can see on your screen right now is the chart of Apple with Friday's close on it, and the OVI updates at the end of each session, so it hasn't yet updated here. But what you can see is a bear flag forming on Apple, but you've also had 3 days of the OVI being in positive territory. So we have a bear flag that would signify potentially that if we go lower than the low of this bear flag, we can make some profit if the stock goes lower, but it doesn't seem very likely because the OVI is in positive territory. And sure enough, if we see what's happened today at the close on Monday, what we can see, I'll just make the chart a little bigger here, what we can see is this is today's bar, this is Monday's bar here, and sure enough, the stock has continued to rise. So let's just compare that with the OVI chart of Friday. As you can see, this is Friday here, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Okay, that's Friday's bar, and sure enough, the OVI has gone positive, which signifies that it's not as likely for the stock to go down, and especially not down through this low. And sure enough, as I show you again, this is today's bar, Monday, and sure enough, the stock didn't go and penetrate those lows. In fact, it kept on going up. Now, let's compare that with Amazon, which had a very similar pattern. So let's have a look at the OVI chart for Amazon. And what we can see here is, again, we've got a bear flag forming here, which is there, those last 3 bars there. That looks pretty bearish, and it looks as though if it penetrates those lows, the stock could go further down potentially. And what we've got on Amazon is a different OVI reading. In this case, the OVI is negative and has been negative for quite some time, for a good few days. So it's predicting almost that this stock could be weak because the option players are biased to the downside here, as evidenced by the OVI here. So what we can see here is we've got a bear flag forming from Friday, Thursday, and Wednesday. And the negative OVI, it's tried to get positive, just couldn't quite get there. Negative OVI, let's have a look and see what's happened this time. And as you can see today, the bar is a negative bar. It has gone down lower than the lows. Now, whether or not it stays lower than those lows is another thing, but it has signified the weakness of the stock. So the OVI was able to show you that this bear flag was more likely to break to the downside than the Apple one. Now, let's just go back to the OVI charts. There has been some talk recently by me that we're hoping to try and improve the OVI to make it come a day earlier. Now, the recent developments are that what we've got right now is as good as we can get, but we are still testing a few things. What happened was that when we brought the OVI forward a day, it changed the dynamics and the paradigms of the actual calculation, such that what we already had, albeit 16 hours a little later, was the best we could do at this point in time. So we are continuing to work on it. We're continuing to research it. Hopefully we'll have something in the next week or two as we experiment with various different parameters. But right now we've got one of the best things we could get, and by trying to bring it back, or forward rather, a day or so, it didn't quite work the way that we were expecting. This is often what happens in sort of scientific endeavors, if you like. Now, just before I go, I just want to show you the new Private Traders Club as it's going to be. This is what you're probably quite used to at the moment. There's a very simple site here. We've got the home page, we've got the OVI area, we've got the trade finders, abnormal volumes and downloads, etc. So it's a fairly simple looking site. This is the page for the OVI. So basically, if I shrink that down, the OVI snaps into the page there. If I click on that button on the far left, the OVI will pop out into its own window. So it's quite nice. You can get a nice big chart of that. But the new Private Traders Club, as it will be very shortly, is looking more like this. So we've got the OVI page, as you'll be used to. You've also got the webinars page. You've got a catalog of other things and courses you can do, free courses, more trade finders, abnormal volume, the downloads, etc. It's just going to look, it's going to be a lot bigger, and as you can see, there's a lot more stuff here. If you look down the bottom there, and loads more tutorials. You've got flag tutorials, etc. So there's loads and loads of stuff here that I think you're going to really like. And that's all coming very, very soon. So this is Guy Cohen here. It's the 28th of February, right past the close, and I will see you all very soon.